Antonio Conte stepped up his war of words with Chelsea's board when he criticized the club's flawed transfer policy that has seen the reigning Premier League champions fall way behind Manchester City. Chelsea are clinging on to fourth place as they travel to Watford on Monday, already 19 points behind City, having finished 15 points ahead of them last season. And Conte has said that the biggest difference between the two mega-rich clubs was in their transfer activity, not just in the recent window, but last summer too. While Pep Guardiola kept his best players and spent over £200 million on a handful of top-quality additions such as Bernard Silva, Ederson, and Kyle Walker, Chelsea lost three top players, Costa, Terry and Nemanja Matic, and failed to replace them with world-class talent. Although the Blues also spent over £200 million, it was spread across 7 signings, and it can be argued that only Alvaro Morata is in the top bracket, and even he has struggled in recent weeks. Danny Drinkwater, Tiemoue Bakayoko, Antonio Rudiger, Davide Zappacosta and the rest have failed to impress, and the January window has told the same story, with the arrivals of Ross Barkley, Olivier Giroud and Emerson Palmieri failing to inspire Chelsea's fans or their manager. Conte has repeatedly distanced himself from the club's transfer policy, which have been overseen since the departure of Michael Emenalo last year by Marina Granovskaia, Roman Abramovich's former personal assistant and now a director of Chelsea. And on Friday, Conte openly criticized the situation when asked what Chelsea need to do in the long term in order to catch up with City and the other clubs ahead of them in the table. "We must be realistic and understand what our level is, struggling to fight for a Champions League place," he said. "We must be strong to accept this type of situation. Then, in the future, if there is the possibility, you have to try to buy only 2 or 3 players, not 8 players. Don't forget, this summer we brought in 8 players and spent a lot less than other teams who bought only 2 or 3. And he still believes Chelsea are short of the solid foundation needed to compete with City. We have to build something important.To do this, you must have 15 or 16 players.I and this summer we changed 8 players. That means you don't have a basis, a great foundation. We lost strong experienced players in the last few years, so we must have patience to understand that. Now, we have to appreciate the moment, be realistic, create a basis, and then build something important to face big challenges with the other teams." Conte was asked if he was happy with Chelsea's business in January, which also saw Michy Batshuayi depart on loan to Borussia Dortmund, for whom he scored twice on his debut on Friday. The Italian chose his words carefully when he said, "As you know very well, because I repeated always the same concept over this period of the transfer market. I gave my opinion to the club, and then the club tried to make the best decision. In this case, I said, in every case, I will be happy. Now unlucky, because the transfer market is finished, and, for this reason, our focus must be on the pitch to try and do our best." Barkley has had an inauspicious start to his Chelsea career, making his full league debut in last Wednesday's 3-0 defeat by Bournemouth. The former Everton midfielder had been out for 6 months with a hamstring injury, and both Giroud and Emerson Palmieri are also recovering from long-term injuries, making it difficult for them to start at Watford despite Morata's continued absence. "We are starting to work with him, Giroud, and we have to check his physical condition,"